While having a conversation with Carla, I had a pretty large epiphany. Over the last year, we've been able to really just be open 100% with each other and connect on a deeper level. We went through a couple items that financially were devastating, including a couple failed businesses, loss of capital, and items of that nature. And she started telling me how she felt, in our conversations during that time, where it was always one-sided. Like I knew I was the cause of it. I knew it was my mistakes, but yet I needed to find someone to blame. And oftentimes, she was the person that I blamed. Although I caused the situations, I left her all alone to clean up the mess, dealing with our attorneys, dealing with just different things, the businesses and I left her all to herself. And I would do that time and time again, and she would just continue to dig us out. So I started analyzing why I often blamed or try to deflect any type of responsibility on major decisions. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks when all of a sudden I realized a lot of this came from the blame that I felt over the years. You see, when I was 17 years old, I got shot, and I was in the hospital for a month, and I almost died. And the result of that was my mom went through a very, very deep depression for many, many years. And during that time, the mood around the house was always gloomy. I just remember oftentimes there would be weeks where it was just dark. And I think I subconsciously blame myself. I blame myself for what my mom was going through and the experiences my little brother and sister and even my dad, I just remember him looking at me like, not necessarily blame, but I knew a part of it was I was the cause of that. So, after having that conversation with Carla, it just occurred to me that from that point forward, I never wanted to take blame for anything ever again. And I lived from that point all the way till I was 35 years old, not realizing why I did that. I am now more conscious of why I acted that way. And it was huge because I suppressed all those feelings for many, many years. So I spent a lot of time just thinking about that, and I'm not the one to blame. But I am now responsible for how I manage my blame moving forward. And ultimately, everyone's decision on how they act to certain situations. I could have just been the trigger, but I'm definitely not the one to carry around that blame. When you're open, when you're honest with yourself, you learn these powerful lessons.